Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the 2003 4th of July Parade here in Coon Rapids. We are broadcasting today from Northdale Boulevard, the site of this annual parade for many, many years, and it's extra special this year. We will tell you more about that in a moment. But thank you for joining us. I'm Steve Erickson, along with... Look who's back!
Yes, well, welcome. Thank you. It's just fun to be back again.
It is, and it's, of course, an exciting time of year, the 4th of July. Lots of folks getting revved up, I'm sure, headed out of town, and those that haven't gone yet are here tonight.
Right, boy, and isn't this the perfect weather? Just a little warm like July should be, a little humid maybe, but I think everybody's going to have a good time.
I was going to say maybe just a little bit too warm. If you see, the sweat dripping down these shirts by the end of the night, it's already happening.
Well,
but at least we don't have rain. I mean, we can be thankful for that.
I think you're right about that, Steve. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful night, and a lot of people line the streets again, as they always are every year for this parade. So it's kind of fun to look forward to every year, isn't it?
Yeah, and they do. They get out here very early. A lot of chairs out here when I drove by here a couple hours beforehand. Not a lot of souls. I'm sure they were staying cool right up till parade time, but it's amazing how folks just put out their chairs, get a good seat for this parade.
Right. Well, and it's always been a good parade. There's, maybe about 100 units today?
Right.
So it'll be a good 2 hours.
All right. Well, somewhere down on the sidelines there, we have Stephanie Ring, who is mingling with folks out there. How are you doing, Steph?
Pretty good. I agree with you, Steve. It's quite warm out here, but, a July parade, you really can't have it any other way.
Right.
And we're very thankful it didn't rain, and it's going to be a great parade. Like you said, many units, bigger and better this year because it's the firefighters' 50th anniversary, which is great. We're wearing our shirts. I don't know if you said that or not, to support that, so that's great. I was talking to some of the crowd here, and they are pumped up for this parade. I'm going to talk to Barb. I don't know if she knows I'm going to talk to her, but I am. Hey, Barb, how's it going?
Great, Stephanie.
Barb said she watches CTN all the time. Yeehaw! We love that. Yay. What do you like to watch, Barb?
I love the show. I've always watched it since Dorothy was on it, and Steve, and you, and everybody else.
And Dorothy's back tonight. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
And she's great. Happy to be back.
Forward to with the parade.
Just fun, excitement. I've been coming to the parade since it's been going on since I was real little.
And it's always a really good time, isn't it?
It is.
And were you lined up here early tonight, too?
Yeah.
You got to stake out.
Right.
And you just happen to be by the TV cameras, so.
That's right. And it's good to see and now guys from the station.
Well, thank you for watching. Thanks for coming to the parade. We will let you enjoy your evening. And Dorothy, it's nice to see you as well. And Steve, I'll send it back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, and we will be checking with you several times during the parade, and hopefully we can talk to some of those folks riding down this hot parade route.
Right. And you know what? You know that the people riding on the float are going to be a little warm, too.
That's true. A lot of water out here tonight. Whatever you can do to stay cool. We'll be back in a few moments with the start of the 2003 4th of July parade right here on CTN, so don't go away.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I
am
An American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I'm an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
Every week we return all our cans and bottles. Yeah, we help to reduce the world's waste.
But aluminum? It's like gold.
Uh-huh. There's a can.
Where?
Get it.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Last month, I adjusted my thermostat a few degrees a day to lower my energy bill. Experts say that helps reduce air pollution. I say, cha-ching. Morning, Carl. Morning.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Welcome back to the 2003 Coon Rapids 4th of July Parade. As you can see, everything is approaching us here. It looks like it is underway.
Festivities are beginning. And it's always an exciting time, isn't it?
It is, and we just saw the State Patrol vehicle pass us right there. You can see one of the Coon Rapids squad cars going by, always leading off the parade here.
looking at the color guard, and you know the nice thing about this color guard, Steve, is that it's a combined effort of the American Legion and the VFW.
Yes, they're teaming up here to be at this parade tonight.
They've been marching in parades for over 20 years.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me for some reason. Always got to have the colors at the beginning, too.
Right, and they've won a lot of district awards, so they do well for us.
Certainly. Coming up right behind that, we have Grand Marshal Denny Nothnagel. There he is right there. Of course, Denny is our fire prevention specialist, and we had alluded to it earlier. This is very special this year. This is the 50th anniversary for the Coon Rapids Fire Department, so bigger and better celebrations this year, and how appropriate to choose a firefighter as the Grand Marshal for this parade.
Denny's always done a good job for the city.
He has. Coming up behind that, we have the Coon Rapids High School Marching Band.
You know, Steve, as far as I'm concerned, bands make the parade.
They do, and we were talking about that earlier. It's not a parade, I don't think, without a band, and as far as I'm concerned, the more bands, the better.
Feel a little sorry for the kids having to wear uniforms in this heat, but they certainly do look sharp, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do. I imagine they practice, other times during the summer when it's this hot out, so maybe get used to it a little bit, but...
I think you're right. This is probably the very first of very many parades that they do during the summertime.
Yeah. And, of course, they're on their home court here, so they want to perform their best, I'm sure. Let's take a listen to the Coon Rapids High School Marching Cardinals. That was the Coon Rapids High School Marching Band. I was getting worried there for a minute that they weren't going to play. They did.
And next in line we have Joel and Becky Anderson. Joel is just the past president of the Coon Rapids Lions. Did a wonderful job in that organization. The Coon Rapids Lions do a lot for our community, and they are part sponsors of this 4th of July celebration. They are mostly in charge of the parade.
That's right. And, of course, you are a Coon Rapids Lion.
I am a Lion
what
now.
More expert than to have you tonight than Dorothy Junn. Of course, they get to drive around in these cool cars that are donated usually by many of the local car dealerships.
And coming up is our new president for the year, Joe Marvin. Also a wonderful choice for president. Each and every one of the people who serves in the Lions does an outstanding job for the community and helping in many ways, in any ways that they can.
Right, and of course you can see them there throwing out candy to the crowd. Crowd favorite. I think my son told me he was going to collect a lot of tonight, so we'll see how successful he is later. We're going to head down to Stephanie Ring now, who's standing by with the Coon Rapids Mayor. Steph.
That's right, Steve. I have Tim Howell right here. How's it going?
It's great. We got a great crowd, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's a warm night tonight. How are you hanging in there?
Oh, just terrific. All the walking I'm doing now.
Yeah, it's really hard work riding along, isn't it? Yeah. You and Susan have lived here for so long. I bet this is just a really fun event for you guys.
It is. It's something that we never want to miss. Whenever we have a chance, we stay in town on the 4th and be a part of the parade, whether we're in it or standing along the side. We go all the way back to when we were in marching band together, and we used to march in this every year.
Coon Rapids graduates, that's right. So we will let you be. You're passing out candy. I know the kids want to have some of that. So you guys have a great night.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Dorothy and Steve? There goes the mayor, Tim Howe. He's having a great time. He's passing out a lot of candy along the sides, and I don't want to hold that up, so we'll send it back up top to you.
I see that. A lot of folks coming by here with these big buckets of candy. Unfortunately, I'm too high up to reach into these vehicles and grab it out of there.
And grab a few, yes, yes. You know, it's always good to see a success story like Tim, raised in Coon Rapids, went to school in Coon Rapids, and now is giving back to his community also in the capacity of a mayor.
Right, and he certainly has enjoyed what he's done so far, and I know enjoys being the mayor of Coon Rapids. Coming up next, we have Councilmember Bruce Sanders. He is the Ward 5 representative for the city. This is actually his first year on the city council. Before that, he served on the Coon Rapids Planning Commission, so has some good experience there. And Councilmember Ron Manning there, our Ward 2 representative in the city, driving a little bit behind him. Of course, Ron Manning's been on the council for several years now, and, formerly a member of the Anoka-Hennepin District 11 School Board, so quite a few years of experience.
In the public life.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Seems like a nice night to drive down with the top down.
Cars are cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wonderful. It's fun. Parades are just fun. Fun to see everybody along the side that they know and people are going through that you know in the parade.
And there's one of our Anoka County commissioners.
That's Dave McCauley we're seeing there. And he is the husband of our former mayor, Lonnie McCauley. Has served quite a few years on the county commission now.
Yes. Of course, they just, the county recently had the grand opening of their new Bunker Beach Aquatic Center. I was up there. That is quite the facility now, and this would be a perfect day to be hanging out there.
You bet. You bet.
So I know they are quite proud of what they've done up there, and they should be.
Well, and you know with a summer like this, it's going to get plenty of use.
Yeah. We're clowning around here next with the Lino Lakes Lioness Club. They've been charming for 18 years in parades, in the community, and also face painting at community pageants. There's several clowns here tonight from their organizations. They got a little shade in that vehicle.
Not too bad. They were a little bit smart, weren't they?
Yeah.
And look at the Osseo Lions float. That is really an appropriate float, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Looks like a fun thing to do. They were chartered by Lions International in 1944, the Osseo Club was. They had 84 members. And they also participate in many community activities, as do all Lions clubs across the United States. And their president is Lion Tom Weber. You know, Steve, Lions are recognized worldwide for their service to the blind and the visually impaired. This service began when Helen Keller challenged the Lions to become Knights of the Blind in the Crusade Against Darkness. And during the association's 1925 International Convention, they took her up on it.
I'm assuming that's one of their projects that they do is the site project.
Last year, there were more than 2 million pairs of glasses recycled alone from the Lions clubs.
Which is a really good thing to see. Up next, we have the Coon Rapids dance team. The Coon Rapids dance team consists of 40 members. Coaches are Julie Bard and Angela Eckel. Captains are Cassie Anderson, Amanda Johnson, and Lauren Milonovich. The dance team has won many awards over the years. Last year, they were Winter Carnival champions and have been state qualifiers for the past 3 years. We could take a listen to see what they're doing here. Quite a nice job here tonight. They got a little shorter sleeves on, so that's got to be a little better than wearing those costumes.
I think you're right about that, Steve. Anything to just keep a little bit cooler.
Yeah. And I have noticed several folks walking along with waddle botters for the bands and other things, so that obviously is helping folks stay cool out here. That's got to feel good there.
I think you're right. Hey, toss that water up here. Steve, we're getting a look at some of the classic cars coming through. You know, they do have that car show in conjunction with this whole carnival business, and I think we're seeing a 1967 Chevy Impala. Is this?
It looks like an Impala, we're told, so we'll go along with that. Up next, we should have a 1952 Chevy Deluxe. And that's an Oldsmobile there, so there's just various cars that are going to be in this this car show, which actually happens on Saturday,
There's
July 5th.
The Chevy. There's the Chevy. Oh, my
6
God.
p.m.
Look at the artwork on that.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm sure there's a lot of hard work that goes into restoring these vehicles and keeping them.
But, you know, the people who do it love it.
Yeah.
And they're at all the meets and they all these meetings and places where they go together to display their vehicles.
There's County Commissioner Dan Earhart. Kind of got lost from the other group up there. Got stuck in between these cars somehow. But he's tossing out some candy to the crowd. Coming up next, we have the Grossline beverage truck.
This one we see every year in the parade, and it's a neat little truck, isn't it?
I haven't been able to joke with you in a few years that this was around during your early days, right?
Well, maybe.
Close, somewhere in there. 1916, A.E. Grossline started a small distribution business in Fridley, Minnesota. Actually, is that how that started?
That's a 1919 Model T Ford, by the way.
Yeah. Apparently it was refurbished by his son in 1989 and now makes appearances in parades. We have some street rods here.
Steve, I understand Stephanie's standing by talking with parade goers here. Let's go down to Steph.
We sure are. There's a little break in the parade here, so we thought what a great time to talk to some of the people that are out here. And this guy has just been dying to get on TV. What is your name?
Garrett.
Hi, Garrett. And Garrett says that he watches Channel 15 all the time, right?
Yes.
What do you like to watch?
Coon Rapids Cardinals baseball.
Rock on. Very good. Baseball is cool. You even said that you watch the news, huh?
Yep.
Very good. You have a night tonight. Thank you. We're going to come down the line here. What is your name?
Adam.
Hi, Adam. Are you having fun tonight?
Yeah.
You're sweating pretty well here.
Yep.
Kind of can't avoid it. It's fun, though, right? Despite the sweat and everything. Linda, right? How are you doing?
Great, but it's hot.
It is very hot. Are you guys going to head down to the carnival later on?
Not sure tonight, but for sure tomorrow.
And then, of course, there's the grand fireworks display tomorrow. It's going to be better than ever.
Every year we're up there.
That's awesome. We hope you have fun tomorrow, that's for sure. The fireworks are supposed to be great, so you should go check it out. They're set off down at Sand Creek Park, but you can see them in so many areas throughout the city. So the firemen have told us they're going to be bigger and better than ever, Steve and Dorothy, so we'll all be there.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Steph, what has been your favorite part of the parade thus far? I know it hasn't been very long, but...
I always like the musical groups. The dance team was great. I know there's other musical groups coming up, the Chopsticks, the Top Chops band, I believe it's called. So those musical groups are always great. So
you know what? Something I think you really like, I think there's going to be some dogs in this parade a little later.
Yeah,
I think
Steve,
you'll really like those.
I do like dogs. There are some of my favorites here. St. Bernards, you know. We'll talk to those guys later, too.
All right. Well, you be sure to get an interview with them. Thank you very much, Steph. Of course, this is just part of a bigger celebration. We were talking about this. This is the 50th anniversary of the fire department establishment in Coon Rapids. They've been doing this for many, many years, for the 50 years with the Lions Club, putting on this whole carnival. The parade really kicks things off here tonight.
You know, Steve, you just teased me a little bit ago about being old enough to recognize a Grossline truck, but you know, I do remember, I am old enough to remember when this whole carnival parade started on Crooked Lake Boulevard and the carnival was located in which is now the Coon Rapids Family Shopping Center.
And then it moved over to
and
this
moved
area.
over here. It's kept getting bigger and bigger, and every year it gets bigger and better.
Right, and of course down at the park they got the big old carnival going on, food vendors, a couple outdoor concerts, the Killer Hayseeds, and the Rockin' Hollywoods this weekend, the custom car show. We just saw some of those vehicles from that. That will take place at 6 p.m. from 6 to 10 on Saturday, July 5th. And Sunday there's going to be a Battle of the Bands in the afternoon. That should be fun. Something different this year.
Yes,
I think they're vying for prizes.
So. Well, you know one thing for certain. There's something for everyone.
There certainly is. Coming up next, we have the Raghead Sports folks and their mascot, which I'd hate to be that mascot tonight. There you go, Dorth. All right, we caught a shirt. People are throwing stuff up to us. We might need to change into that, like in the middle of the parade.
You bet. It looks like a patriotic shirt, so that's great.
All right. Coming up next, we have the Fancy Dancin' Coon Rapids studio.
Fancy Dancing Studios are located at Northdale Boulevard in the Northdale Center. The students have won many regional and national awards. You know, Steve, we really do have a lot of top-notch dance studios in Coon Rapids for anybody. They've won awards in tap and jazz, clogging, lyrical classes. Begin in September 9th. If you want to get in on it, you can start in August again taking lessons.
Yeah, and we actually recently just covered one of their dance performances at Spring Lake Park, which was pretty neat. So we're happy to have brought that to the folks here on CTN. Coming up next, we have some dancers, it looks like. Maybe this is the Anoka Champlain. No, this is not the Anoka Champlain color guard. We're still part of Fancy Dancing, all right. Well, here is the Anoka Cap color guard. They look like they've won a competition last year, and they were second in Minnesota this year. Their commander's Cadet Senior Airman Ted Persing, it looks like. Coming up right behind these folks, we have our Miss Coon Rapids, who happens to be the new reigning Miss Minnesota.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is. Great for her. We're going to head down to Stephanie Ring, who has more with her now, Steph.
That's right. I am here with the newly crowned Miss Minnesota. Very exciting for you, Megan, I bet.
Very exciting. It's kind of been a thrill ride the past couple days.
You've been working really hard. What was it like when they announced your name as the winner?
It felt like I was living someone else's life. It was such an honor and so amazing that it just didn't even really feel like it was happening to me.
And you sang opera as part of your talent. What was that like? I bet it was just the best performance of your life.
It was very energizing. I knew that I just kind of had to leave it all on the stage, and I knew that I had a lot of people cheering for me, and so I wasn't nervous. I just decided it was time to do what I had been preparing for.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations to you. Thanks for taking time out to stop with us. Have a great evening.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
Megan Torgerson, Miss Coon Rapids, newly crowned Miss Minnesota. She's very excited. Coon Rapids should be very excited to have a Miss Coon Rapids crowned Miss Minnesota. I believe this is only the second Miss Minnesota who started out as Miss Coon Rapids, so that's a great feat.
Yeah, I know, Steph, the last time apparently was in 1991 was our last Miss Coon Rapids that went on to Miss Minnesota. So been over a decade, and couldn't have happened to a better lady there. Had a chance to host that Miss Coon Rapids pageant this year.
What a charming woman.
That's great.
You can go now, Steph. We have a float coming up.
This has got to be our Coon Rapids Junior Royalty. With the big snowflake on it.
Of course, they're all part of the Snowflake Day celebration, and right about the time the Miss Coon Rapids pageant is going on, they have their own pageant and their own crownings.
This float actually placed third in the 2002 Maple Grove Parade and second in the Community Float Division for the 2003 Fiddly Parade. So it's a beautiful float, isn't it?
Congratulations.
A lot of
to
work
them.
went into that one.
Coming up next, we have the Anoka County Sheriff, Bruce Anderson. I'm not sure if they're riding along with him or not, but the undersheriffs are Lonnie Payne and David King. Maybe they're back there in that boat. Of course, I'm sure that boat might be out patrolling this weekend the lakes, making sure everything is staying safe. People are staying safe, not drinking and boating. Of course, they provide a great service here to folks in the community.
Is that McGruff, the crime prevention dog?
Yes. Coming up next, we have crime prevention specialist Lori Ebel from the city of Coon Rapids.
The crime prevention has really served well in Coon Rapids, hasn't it? They are the people that organize the neighborhood watches, the National Night Out, which has grown every year, and that's coming up in August again now, isn't it?
Yes.
They do home security checks, car seat checks. They're promoting and helping kids to remember to wear helmets when they're biking.
And Lori would tell you, sign up, give her a call today. National Night Out the beginning of August, the first Tuesday in August. And she'd love to see you guys get a party organized in your community. We have the Northern Lights Greyhound Adoption Group coming up next. And those dogs have got to be a little hot tonight.
Okay. I would think so.
Okay, thanks.
This is an all-volunteer group dedicated to finding homes for retired racing greyhounds and educating the public about greyhounds as pets. I guess they make wonderful pets. The retired racing greyhound is gentle, and they're a loyal companion. They're regal. They have a pedigree of 4,000 years.
Yeah, apparently everyday folks adopt these greyhounds. And if you're interested in any more information on that, I know there's information over at the Foley Boulevard Animal Clinic. They can probably answer any questions that you have about that.
Cub Scout Pack, 5/5/14 coming up. Their sponsor is the Hamilton Community Education. Future leaders of our city walking there, wouldn't you say?
They are. I would say the same thing there. Of course, we have many Cub Scout, Girl Scout groups, Boy Scout groups in the city.
You
bet. A lot of folks getting involved in that.
You bet. And it's a good foundation for learning community service, helping other people. That looks like definitely a family affair, doesn't it?
And the lady's even got a squirt gun there.
You know what? I wouldn't mind if she'd squirt it up here a little bit.
Exactly. Probably feels good. We have VFW post 9265, or actually 9625, from Coon Rapids up next on their float. Pretty colorful, red, white, blue.
Pretty patriotic, isn't it?
Yes.
It's beautiful. 50th anniversary, that's pretty good too.
A lot of 50ths going on around here.
Yes,
of course,
it
that was
seems
about
like
the
it,
time when
doesn't
the
it?
city was founded, and a lot of these groups came together.
The post commander at the VFW is Gary Blair. And their auxiliary president is Sheila Dean.
Coming up next, we have the North Suburban Accordion Club.
This is a group that has been together for 13 years and has a repertoire of over 80 songs. They do polkas, waltzes, sing-alongs. They love to play for community events, nursing homes. They love to be in parades. Should we listen a little bit?
Let's take a listen. That was the North Suburban Accordion Club. Looks like I was noticing that this Coon Rapids Rotary is holding actually a penguin raffle for $5. You can apparently win the boat that just passed us, which is different. They usually hold that with the Snowflake Day celebration in February, but apparently they're doing it in conjunction with the carnival this year.
Which is a good idea also. That penguin toss is really quite fun to be at, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. It's fun to see them launch those things. State Representative Bill Haas is here. He is from Champlin, represents all of Champlin and the western parts of Coon Rapids. He is serving his 5th term. He was elected in 1994.
And behind him is Kathy Tingelstad.
She is our state representative. Of course, those folks happy that summer is here and that they're not actually still sitting over in St. Paul at the state capitol trying to hammer out the budget.
That's for sure.
There's Kathy there shaking some folks' hands on the sidelines here. Of course, they're as much a part as the 4th of July celebration as hamburgers and hot dogs and fireworks. We have the Fridley 49ers coming up next.
Friendly Fridley. They had new royalty that was just crowned on June 15th. Southwest Junior High Forest Lake Band.
Yes, we have another marching band upon us. It's nice to see.
These are students from 2 schools there, from Century and Southwest Junior High. This is their 5th consecutive year marching in the Coon Rapids Parade. They will also be performing in White Bear, Roseville, Brooklyn Center, and Forest Lake later on this year.
And we might as well just take a listen to them as they are approaching us here. The Forest Lake Junior High Marching Band. There's some folks waving to the camera, enjoying the annual parade here on Northdale Boulevard.
With plenty of parade goers, and these kids have been picking up candy. What is your name?
Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Are you having fun tonight?
Yeah.
Do you always come out to the 4th of July parade?
Yes.
What do you like about it?
The music. Or the bands.
That's the best part. Are you having fun too as well, sir?
Yes, I am.
What do you like the best about the parades?
The bands, the music, mostly.
Well, you're in universal agreement on that. That's good. We just passed a fabulous marching band right down there. Thanks for talking with us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Parade goers are having fun despite all this heat. I see a lot of people sweating. Some people have cool washcloths on their necks. Very smart, I have to say.
They're being creative out here, Stephanie. You got to be on a night when it's in the 90s.
Indeed.
But it feels good. Much better than rain and like 50. We've had that some years too. So
true.
And there's not a lot of bugs, if you've noticed.
I know. I don't think they could stand the heat, frankly, right now.
No, I think you're right. Coming up next year, we have the Blaine's Blazing Fourth Float and Royalty.
You know, the best thing about a 4th of July parade is all the patriotic bright colors.
Yeah, and they obviously incorporate a lot of that into their floats. Now we have, it looks like a purple float behind that.
I guess after having said about
theme. Yeah.
This is the St. Louis Park float.
St. Louis Park ambassadors, the representatives of the Parktacular Festival, which was actually held about 2 weeks ago. St. Louis Park is the birthplace of Children First initiative. The ambassadors spend the year at parades, coronations, and community functions, promoting the 40 developmental assets. The ambassadors have received numerous awards from other celebrations, including the Hopkins Raspberry Festival, Minneapolis Aquatennial, St. Paul Winter Carnival, Anoka Halloween Parade, North Hudson Pepperfest, and the New Brighton Stockyard Days. We've got a fire truck coming up here next from Centennial.
Is this St. Francis fire truck I'm thinking?
This is actually Centennial.
Centennials, okay.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few we noticed when we were going through this. So quite a few fire trucks. Kind of goes along with the theme here of the 50th anniversary for the Coon Rapids Fire Department. I'm sure they try to get as many of the local departments in here to contribute tonight as well.
But you certainly don't see many red fire trucks anymore, do you?
No, that's for sure. We had a Boy Scout Troop 317 coming up next.
Look at the beautiful flag they're carrying.
You know, I'm thinking they could like put a lot of candy on top of that and just kind of pull up and launch it. Cover a lot of territory. Looks like they've actually collected some candy as they've been going down here. Something cool is coming up here. It's Cool 108's Bug. A PT Cruiser, actually. A pink PT Cruiser. I don't know if I've seen one of those yet. Of course, the channel you can go to get super 60s and 70s music. Some folks dancing along the sidelines there. Certainly enjoying the night.
One thing you know, Steve, that's a cool looking car.
It is. Think they'd let us take it out for a spin?
Oh, well, wouldn't it be wonderful? We could probably take it up to the wave pool.
Yeah, there you go. As you can see, still lots of folks gathered for this parade. People camped out here a couple hours before tonight's 6:30 p.m. start time. So you know people look forward to this each and every year. Get here bright and early to put their chairs in a place and gather the whole family and just come out here for a good old time.
And Steve, if you look along the sidelines, you see a lot of the kids are smart. They bring their little bags to collect the candy in.
Yeah, it's sort of like Halloween in a way.
It is, isn't it?
You know, although you don't have to go door to door, you just have to stand in one place.
Sometimes
and the candy comes to you.
Sometimes it makes you wish you were a kid.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a Jensen's Food entry. Jensen's Food, as you know, is right on Northdale Boulevard in the Northdale Shopping Center. They've been a staple of Coon Rapids for years and years.
Right. I believe they are pulling a boat here.
Steve, this boat that they're pulling is the original boat that they used in Grumpier Old Men. Yeah, if you wanted to come to see it up close, you could go to the store. But this is the one where they caught the big catfish, and then they had to let them go.
Looks like they got a boatload of drinks there too. They're passing out and candy. Coming up next, we have the New Brighton royalty. This is the New Brighton Stockyard Days, is what
they were established
celebrate.
in 1889, and although they no longer exist, they contributed to the history of the New Brighton community. The award-winning New Brighton float carries the Stockyard Days theme with fence rails, saddles, and cowboy hats. It is decorated in silver and purple metallic petals and trim. The float is well lit with chasing lights, thousands of miniature lights, which of course we're not going to see because it's too late out here now.
You see them a little bit around the name New Brighton there. That kind of goes against our other thing, the red, white, and blue floats again.
I guess
so.
Purple.
Purple seems to be the alternate color, though.
Evidently.
Coming up next, we have the King of Glory Lutheran Church.
Do you suppose this is the whale that swallowed Jonah?
Possibly. I didn't hear what you said.
Well, it would be kind of interesting if the whale opened up and Jonah came out, wouldn't it?
Or it spit out a bunch of water or something. That would be even more spectacular.
By the way, the King of Glory Lutheran Church is located on University Avenue in Blaine.
Looks like we have the Chops Color Guard coming up next. They are always a crowd favorite, the whole Chops Color Guard and the band and percussion band.
This is what a modern day color guard can actually do on the street. Chops, they combine flashy drill, precision tosses, and crowd entertainment. Just as chopsticks and top chops have torn up the streets, look out for Hot Chops to follow in their entertainment footsteps. They are entertaining, aren't they?
They are, and looks like they're having a lot of fun. They seem to get into what they're doing.
You know that anybody has a purple shirt and red high-top tennis shoes has got to be fun.
Maybe they got dressed in the dark this morning or something.
I understand that Stephanie's down there by the St. Bernard dogs. Let's go down and talk with Steph.
I sure am. This is one of my favorite groups, you know, St. Bernards. My mom loves St. Bernards. I want to talk to some of the owners here if I can. Let's follow this gentleman. Hi, what is your name?
Steve Hawk.
And who is your dog here?
This is Oliver.
Oliver is beautiful. Hi, sweetie.
Baby.
How is he holding up in this heat?
Oh, well, we give him plenty of water. They do okay. Take it slow and give them water.
They are beautiful animals. We just wanted to stop and say hi, have fun in the parade.
He's just a puppy.
Just a puppy. And he weighs how much?
About 120 pounds.
120 pounds. They get to be up to 200 pounds even, I have heard. So imagine training and having that in your house. I'm not sure. They're definitely special dogs, that's for sure. Send it back up to you guys.
Could you handle that, Steph?
I don't know. That's a lot of dogs.
I know you have dogs.
And you have to have drool rags around all the time.
That sounds pleasant.
Anyways.
I imagine the food bill has got to be pretty large also.
Very high.
Look at that, pulling a cart. They look cool riding along, don't they?
Yeah, they're certainly putting their time tonight. By the time they get to the end of this parade, they're going to just rest the rest of the night. But I think we could let them. You know, they've done their duty.
Here you go. Greater Twin City St. Bernard Club.
I see one of them has the traditional keg around his neck.
Wow, they're actually eating ice cubes. What a nice way to stay cool. Sons of Norway is up next.
Venekretsen with a little Scandinavian music.
Thank you. I was leaving that word for you.
Oh, thank you. By the way, Venekretsen means Circle of Friends in Norwegian. And that's what this group is all about. They meet monthly, the second Monday of each month at Zion Lutheran in Anoka. They have food, music, and a cultural program. One of the statements is that we explore our Scandinavian heritage while supporting many charitable activities.
Thank you for that information. I was always wondering what Venekretsen stood for, you know? They're having a great time here tonight. Coming up next, we have the Rice Street Festival Royalty. You can come celebrate the Queen, a St. Paul tradition with Queen Karen Yang and Princess Jamie Dingen as they celebrate their 93rd Rice Street Festival. That's coming up from July 28th through August 2nd. So that's one thing. If you can't find a celebration around Minnesota in the summer, you're not looking hard enough.
That's for sure. Because every community on every given weekend, you're going to find something somewhere.
Oh, we got a family relative of Dorothy Junn coming up here. Patches the Clown.
Well, you are so right. Do you think that there might be something wrong with that bike?
Possibly. Looks like it needs an alignment or something. Following Patches, K102. Not much more to say about that than they play country music. Up next, we have the Linwood Fire Department. Lexington, I'm sorry about that.
Lexington engine number 2.
Of course, you gotta play the siren as you're driving down the play road, blow the horn. Kids look forward to that every year. Coming up next, we have another Boy Scouts. This is Pack 419. And they have brought candy out here tonight as well to throw to the crowd.
You know, Steve, when you look at the fun faces of the kids, their happy faces on the sidelines, and then you look at the happy faces on the floats, it's like they're both equally having as much fun, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Up next, we have the Albertville Friendly City Days. The Albertville Royalty began in 1976. Bicentennial year, their celebration is held annually the second weekend in June. So you missed it this time around, but you mark your calendar. Second weekend in June each year. We have the Cub Foods folks in front of us. I guess we've missed that. Up behind that, we have the North Hudson Pepperfest folks and their royalty. They celebrate an Italian festival. Their float, as you can see, is green, red, white. They have the king and queen on there, 3 princesses. Their 3-day festival raises money for their community. It started in the 1950s.
Spring Lake Park, Mounds View, and Blaine. 1 fire truck shared by 3 communities.
Right, they have a joint fire department over there to service those communities. Coming up next, it looks like we have another Cub Scout pack. This is 415.
And the Girl Scouts from the Mississippi area.
And this is the Mississippi Service Unit. Their unit consists of girls from the following schools: Coon Rapids High School, Coon Rapids Middle School, Hoover Elementary, Allo Jacob Elementary, Mississippi Elementary, and Morris By Elementary School. Quite a group here tonight. Chanting something.
There's the East Bethel fire truck. This is a brand new 2003 pumper truck.
It looks brand new.
course, every truck in the parade so far has been shining and beautiful example of clean and beautiful.
Right, I'm sure they put a lot of work into it before they come out to these. Shine them up, work on them.
The Woodbury royalty is coming up next after that with a beautiful white and a green around their float. Miss Woodbury this year is Christina Nordstrom.
They have a green and silver float. Now that goes against our red, white, blue, and purple theory.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
It looks like a lot of folks colorful, and it goes with their theme a lot of times. There's some folks on the sideline here joining us tonight, saying hi to the camera, having a good time here. Don't forget, you can join us each and every Friday, most weeks, we should say, weekly CTN News. Join us for the latest news headlines from around Coon Rapids and the Anoka County area. It's news you can't find anywhere else but right here on CTN, so be sure to join us every Friday at 7 p.m. for CTN News.
And, of course, that broadcast is re-aired throughout the week then.
Right, and we found that that's quite convenient for folks to catch whenever they have time, so hope people are tuning in and watching that. Coming up next, we have the Chops Percussion Band. The Chops get percussion since its founding in 1991. Chopstick has developed into one of the most respected, successful entertainment groups in Minnesota. Each year, Chopstick performs in 20 to 25 parades and 4 to 5 field shows as part of Chops Incorporated. Chopsticks is seen by millions of people annually through their live performances, television coverage, and competitions. And we have a special treat for you now. This is the Chops Percussion Band. Let's take a listen. Okay, we're not timing this so well tonight. Everybody has stopped playing pretty much when they've come up to us, but take our word for it. They're a pretty good group here.
And you notice, Steve, the clowns are following are the Aqua Jesters. They're usually with us every year also, aren't they?
Right, of course. They're a big part of the Aquatennial
They're
parade.
the official clowns of the Minneapolis Aquatennial.
Right. All right, that's someone who's really getting into his work there. Must just come with the territory here. We got some more folks climbing around out here.
You know you
She's
have
not
to love.
quite sure what to think.
I know. You know you have to love being a clown because all of the Aquatennial jesters are volunteers.
Yes.
And it certainly appears that they enjoy what they do, doesn't it?
It does.
Do you know that organization is over 50 years old?
Wow, they've been around quite some time. We're going to head down now to Stephanie Ring, who's standing by with some folks from Youth First.
That's right. I'm here with Sophie. How are you doing?
Good.
How is Youth First going?
It's going good. Skate Jam is on Saturday. This Saturday.
I bet you guys are looking forward to that, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Any other activities that kids should get involved in this weekend?
I'm not too sure. Skate Jam's going on, and then we have the fair at Sand Creek, but we're not part of that. Skate Jam. Yeah, go Skate Jam.
Well, good job to Youth First. We'll let you guys continue on the parade route. They do a lot in the community. Of course, there's the Teen Center that is open. Youth First really pushed for that to open. That's the Element, and that's open at the Riverview Pool Building, a great resource for teenagers to go and hang out and have fun.
Of course, they did a lot of work. Thank you very much, Steph, with putting together that whole Teen Center. It was pretty much a grassroots effort on their part, getting out there, pushing for it, gathering all the materials, pushing council to approve it. And they got a center there that's, I understand, used quite frequently by teens of this community.
It's nice to see them finally have a place where they can gather.
Right. Coming up next, we have the Oak Grove Fire Engine. As we mentioned earlier, we're seeing a lot of fire engines, fire trucks, fire departments in this parade for the 50th anniversary of the Coon Rapids Fire Department. And we're going to have their whole brigade coming up later. I understand they have most of their pieces of equipment in service here tonight, so that'll be exciting to see them all.
To see the whole thing together.
Marching down the street.
There's the KDWB band. Is that the one with Dave Ryan and Corey Foley in the morning in the AM show, huh?
I was going to ask you, do you do Dave in the morning?
Sometimes.
You're still hip. Got that going, right?
Right.
Dave Ryan and Corey Foley, we said. Not quite sure who that is. You know, as soon as I got rid of Angie Taylor, I switched stations, so. I'm being told she is new out of Florida, so. Tune in to them in the morning and see what it's all about, I guess. Well, if you forgot your money tonight, you're in luck. We got Northeast State Bank here. Think they maybe got an automated teller machine on the back of that vehicle?
Well, that would be good for anybody going to the carnival, wouldn't it?
Exactly. They probably could make a lot of money, you know, charge those $2, $3 service fees, plop the car down in the park there.
Cute little car.
Looks like they're passing out some stuff here. They have some colorful balloons. Up next, we have the St. Francis Fire Department. Don't know what more to say about these fire engines and truck other than that it's hard on these days when it's so hot and humid outside to be heading out to scenes and to fires and to battling fires. You know, I'm sure they hope they don't have to do that in this type of weather, but they're prepared nonetheless if they have to.
They are prepared, and it's a constant reminder to us how lucky we are to have such good service in our communities.
Right. And so close. You know, there's some communities that, 10, 15 minutes from a fire station, and obviously right here we got them right in our backyard.
There's the Foley Fun Days float with their royalty.
Looks like they already held their festival.
The float represents the aspects of the Foley community and its summer festival. Their festival was already held June 22nd this year. But that is a replica of their city hall there in the public library, complete with the clock tower on the front of the float. That's an unusual one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty unique, and
Yes.
It looks like a lot of work went into kind of crafting that whole area of the float. And there we have the Andover Fire Department and its fire engine and crew inside there. Wondering if they have the air conditioning cranked up in there too, even though
bet
they have
they
the
do.
windows down.
Andover just finished with their community celebration last weekend.
Right, I actually went up there. We went up in the carnival. They have a nice little thing up there for the community there. Like I said, it's one of those things where if you can't find folks or find one celebration here, you can always next weekend go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Just keep going around. Here we have Smooth Jazz 100.3. This was a former home of WLOL radio. They recently switched formats to a more light jazz. Apparently, that is supposed to work better than the modern rock or whatever they were before, classic hits. So we'll see. Right behind them, we have Cities 97. I'm like, competing radio stations so close together in the parade. You think there'd be a law about that? They got to be so many floats in between or something.
You bet.
Actually, I believe they are both owned by Clear Channel, so I suppose not in any such competition in a way.
And they're all followed by the Jim Ramstead people. Jim out there shaking hands with the people along the way. He looks like he could use a drink of water. Or a squirt from that bottle that the clown had a little while ago.
Or just had an accident, one of the two. We hope somebody got wet and are shot with a squirt gun here tonight. You need it. You can hardly miss this brigade with all the bright orange and
I
the
guess.
big signs. We're going to head down now to Stephanie Ring, who's standing by with some folks from Mary T.
That's right. Mary T. Inc. has been in the community for a very long time. I'm with Beth Gamache here. How's it going, Beth?
It's going great. It's a little warm, but better than rain.
It is much better than rain. Everybody can come out and support the parade. How's the parade route been this year?
It's been crowded. Lots of people out enjoying the parade and having fun.
Very good. We can walk along here a little bit.
Can I say hello?
Well, sure.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. See, they're having a great time. Mary T. was just on Talk of the Town, and Beth, you were in that show as well. It was really fun.
That was fun. It was a great experience talking about the company, and it was fun to watch afterwards.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks. Happy 4th.
That was Beth from Mary T. Inc. Mary T. Inc. serves many different people in the community, seniors, people with special needs. There you go. They're in the parade and having a great time.
All right. Thank you very much, Steph. We had a fire engine here. I'm not sure where this is from, but another fire engine nonetheless. Being told this is from Columbia Heights.
This looks like a very well-kept antique, doesn't it?
Yeah. We're going to see that a little bit later, too. The Coon Rapids Fire Department's refurbished truck that they found several years back somewhere. They've been working on restoring that, getting that all in tip-top shape for this 50th anniversary celebration, so we're looking forward to seeing that coming up.
The very first truck that Coon Rapids ever had. Yeah.
It's kind of a neat that they were able to find it. I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere actually here in Minnesota that they found it. And brought it back here. They've been working on it hard ever since, and we'll check that out a little bit later. There's the Camellia Rose from Mary T. Incorporated coming up next. We just heard from those folks. As I said, they've been in the community for a long time, serving lots of the residents here. The folks from Coon Rapids Collision there. I'm sure they hope you use them, but I sure hope I don't have to use them very much.
I had the opportunity to use them once, Steve. Did a great job.
Well, good. Some first-hand knowledge there. Up next, we have the fire engine from Ham Lake. This is a fairly tall structure.
This fire truck is fairly new, as it was. They got this one in the year 2000. It can carry a crew of 6 firefighters. The tank holds 1,250 gallons of water.
Coming up next, we have the Chopsticks Percussion. The Top Chops brass line was established in 1994 under the direction of professional musician Greg Heinker. The swailing group of horn players is the first to do what many thought could not be done, a marching brass ensemble without the accompaniment of percussion. Let's take a listen.
Quite impressive, aren't they?
Nice job by them. There's a group that knows where to play. The Top Chops features some of the region's finest brass soloists, is what they say, and as you saw there, they do a great job. and there they go off into the sunset, the Chopstick Percussion Band. Well, we heard about this a little bit earlier. Talk of the Town with Stephanie Ring. Award-winning program you can catch daily at those times on your screen. You can meet interesting folks from our community, from the Anoka County area. You saw they just recently profiled Mary T. Incorporated. It's a great program to learn a lot more about groups and organizations and individuals making a difference in our community. That's Talk of the Town right here daily on CTN. Got some carts coming up here.
These are the pro carts. This is they use these carts in the go-karting center inside now. There's 3 Twin Cities locations, one in Blaine, one in Burnsville, and the newest one is in Maple Grove. They are imported from Europe, these carts are, and they reach speeds up to 40 miles an hour.
Be fun to drive one of these back and forth to work each day.
I think they really like doing this, don't you think?
I'm sure. I suppose as long as you didn't, work down in like Lakeville or something. 40 miles an hour might be a little slow. Anyways, you can check them out. As we said, 3 different locations around the metro area. These indoor tracks are apparently becoming the new thing. I know Brooklyn Center had some new indoor facility as well. So, coming up next, we have the Ramsey Fire Department.
Stephanie Olson's group is coming through.
Of course, Stephanie Olson is our freshman state representative serving Coon Rapids along the river and northern Brooklyn Park in House District 47B. She serves on the Education Policy and Finance Committees, Government Operations and Veterans Affairs Committee, and the House Rules and Administration Committee. Seems like a lot to keep her busy. Of course, Stephanie grew up in Coon Rapids, graduating Coon Rapids High School in 1986. Very much still a part of this community and advocating for the folks in this area.
She looks patriotic, doesn't she?
She certainly does. Coming up behind her, we have the Matt Bandits. The Matt Bandit Wrestling Club was established in 1965 at Coon Rapids Junior High with the purpose of promoting youth wrestling in the city of Coon Rapids. Since then, the club has moved to the high school for their practices and has long been recognized around the state of Minnesota as one of the best clubs in the state. Apparently, there are over 100 of these clubs statewide, and the Matt Bandits routinely are recognized as one of the best in the state. So they obviously represent our city quite well.
Well, if the trophy they're carrying is any indication, I would say you're right.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you recognize the coach? The coach, Uncle Sam, telling everybody, we want you. Adam Tronson, that is.
Coming up next, we have the Cardiac Center's Wellness Screening. This vehicle is seen around the community at different events. I know they usually have this down at Sand Creek Park. Folks can get different screenings done. I think blood pressure checks. I'm not sure what else they do there. I don't know if they do cholesterol screening and glucose
They do
tests and
cholesterol, yes,
things.
yes. The Wellness Van, as you can see by the logo in front of it as it goes by, is sponsored by the Lions of the district. And all the Lions from around the area contribute to the care and keeping it up and bringing it to different sites for site screening, cholesterol screening, many worthwhile things. Even at the high school, they bring it to help with the high school screening sometimes.
It's great to get those screenings and know what's going on. Right now we have the Zebra Pizza Transporter, they call it. Another PT Cruiser there, decked out. as a zebra. As the license plate reads, Z-Best. Look at that, they even got like seats with the zebra pattern on it. Well, it looks like we've started our journey into the Coon Rapids Fire Department territory, and this thing stretches as far as I can see. I know they have more than a dozen vehicles here tonight represented in the parade. We had just seen Coon Rapids Chief's car. Coming up next, this is the Assistant Chief's vehicle.
And of course, our fire chief is Tim Farmer, and our assistant fire chief is Guy Johnston.
And we are going to head down to Stephanie Ring now, who is actually on board. They let her on the restored engine. I'm not quite sure why. Steph?
I am. This is the coolest fire engine. This was one of the original fire engines. They have restored it. It looks fabulous, bright, shiny paint. And this is the original fire crew that worked in the fire departments. This is Frank here. How's it going, Frank?
Going good.
How long have you been retired?
12 years.
What was it like working with the fire department?
Pardon?
What was it like working with the fire department?
Oh, that was the greatest job in the world. You couldn't find a better job. Always rewarding and always exciting.
What was it like? I mean, did you have to battle a lot of fires in your day?
Oh, yeah, we had quite a few, but, you know, it isn't like a big city, but it's still, we had a lot of them, and, of course, our crew was smaller, so we still had as hard to work as they do other places, but it was just we had a small crew, and we had smaller fires.
And what is it like being on this fire engine? It is so cool that they restored it.
This is great. They've done such a beautiful job with this. I can't believe it's the same truck.
I know they were raising money, and they really wanted to restore it, and it looks great.
Oh, it sure does. I just, like I say, I can't believe it. It looks much better than it did when we had it.
What about the 50th anniversary celebration? That is really exciting, too.
Yes, it is. And get to see some of the guys I haven't seen in a long time. And it's really fun to get back and see them, because we live in Florida in the wintertime and up at Big Lake in the summer, so I don't get around here very much.
Well, we're glad you came today and to celebrate the 50th anniversary, and I'm glad I got to ride on this fire truck, and I'm going to have to get down eventually here when they let me down.
I think they can just take you away, you know.
They could take me right down to
driving.
the carnival,
Just
and that would
keep
be fun.
going.
It's actually really cool and breezy up here. I like it.
Just go.
Yeah.
50 miles that way. See ya. Thanks, Steph. That's
done?
a great-looking truck, and as we said, they did a lot of work restoring that. It's a 1940 GMC fire engine, and it was the first fire engine to serve in Coon Rapids, so obviously a very significant piece of the department's history that they got back here right in time for their 50th anniversary celebration.
And as she said, it was a fine job. The truck looks great. Yeah. And as we're seeing the trucks go by, there's the Rescue 1, Rescue 2, all of the different vehicles they use to respond to emergencies here in Coon Rapids.
And there's Chief Tim Farmer there. Looks like he got some puppet. He's playing with the kids there. We should also mention they couldn't have done the restoration effort or a lot of the 50th anniversary celebrations without many community donations. I know they've set up buckets at several of their open houses, collecting money, asking for money for folks in the community to donate $1 or $2 towards restoring the fire truck and also this whole bigger and better celebration. And everybody came through, and they were successful in their venture.
Do you think maybe they'll squirt that hose up here, Steve, on the way by?
I know. What a great idea. Let's just hope there's no fires tonight. All the fire trucks are in service right here. I'm sure they have a plan if something happens.
An emergency plan, I'm sure they do. And you'll notice, Steve, that nobody's shying away from that spray of water, are they?
No. Everybody wants to get wet. I don't think he wanted to squirt us. These expensive cameras here. There's one of their grass vehicles, especially helpful when they're battling different grass fires and have to drive into woods and different areas. My gosh, some people aren't sparing with this water. Looks like couldn't tell for a moment if this ambulance is trying to get through here or if it's really part of the parade. I still think that ambulance is trying to get through. And folks think it's part of the parade.
This looks like it might be the hazmat truck coming at us.
This is what I like to call the bread truck. Or I heard someone else called it Simon's Delivers today. In any case, it's one of their support utility vehicles that bring out to scenes. Has many different supplies down there and
coming up in one of the aerial trucks, the aerial ladder truck.
I was going to say, it looks like we have a lot of the fire department out here tonight, a lot of the firefighters and their families inside these trucks. And of course, what better thing to clean up at the end of the parade than the Ace garbage truck? Rounding out things here at this 4th of July parade. We're going to head down to Stephanie Ring now, who's standing by with more. Steph?
Hi, Steve. I'm here with Shelby. Shelby lives in Coon Rapids, and I think she's had a really good time at the parade. Have you, Shelby?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What did you like the best?
I liked all the fire trucks.
There are a lot of them this year, aren't there?
I like all the stickers, too.
Yeah, you are kind of decked out with a lot of stickers, aren't you? And you got a lot of free stuff, candy, pen. I've been handing out pens. You know, we like to tell people all about who we are and give them a pen, and everybody hands out stuff, don't they?
Everybody's so friendly.
Everybody is friendly. They hand out candy. And are you going to head down to the carnival tonight or this weekend?
Yeah. Me and my family are going to go there. We go there every year.
Do you? Awesome. And you'll have to catch the fireworks tomorrow night, too.
Yep. We got fireworks at a store, and we've been shooting them off every night till 4th of July.
Oh, really? Well, aren't you lucky? Thank you, Shelby, for talking with us. That's right. Fireworks are legal now. You can set off several different types, just not the kind that go up too high, I believe. But a lot of fun. People had a lot of fun down here. I think I might be sweating more than anyone else down here, but it's been fun. It's been great, and it was great to see all the firefighters, especially the first group of firefighters on that restored fire truck. That was awesome. So, Steve and Dorothy, I think a fabulous night overall.
It was a lot of fun. I know there's some other folks that want to talk to you down here closer to the truck before you go off the air. So we'll let you do that, and we're just going to talk a little bit about the parade. It was a good night overall. I think a lot of different variety.
Very good.
A lot of different stuff.
And you know, actually, Steve, this is just the beginning of the 4-day celebration. There's 3 more days or 4 more days down at Sand Creek Park for rides, food, beverage, drinks, music, entertainment.
Right. This is just the thing that kicks it all off. Of course, is the parade they have usually on a Thursday night or right before the celebration of the 4th. The 4th, of course, the big the fireworks display down here at Sand Creek Park.
One of the best in the state.
Yeah, and if it's not the best each year, this year promises to be the best yet. They have 50% more of fireworks, and we're just going to have to look forward and wait and see what's going to happen there. But
the weather forecast looks like it's going to be great for the fireworks, so everybody should just come on out and enjoy it.
yeah, certainly. And if that's not enough, of course they got the food, the drinks, all the beverages you need on a warm day like today, the food to eat, and then of course rides, games. I don't know what else you could ask for.
It's summer. Time for festivals, and ours is the best.
Okay, so before we go here, folks, I get stopped all the time, and people ask me, what happened to you? If you didn't know, how long have you been retired now?
4 years?
It's been 4 years.
4 years.
And you've been keeping busy?
Absolutely. Retirement is probably the best thing that ever happened to me in my life.
You miss some of this now coming back to it?
I miss the people I worked with very much, yes. Right. You all were a very good group to work with, and that much I do miss, yes.
And of course the people out there that, watch and have comments.
And I still have people come up to me and talk to me about the time when I was still on the air, and that's always pleasant to talk because people in Coon Rapids generally are just very nice.
Yeah, so what have you been doing to keep busy in the past couple years?
Well, Steve, I've been doing a lot of traveling. My last greatest trip was to China last fall, and obviously worked that trip in just before the SARS scare. Yeah. Very big cultural shock to see how the Chinese live and how everything is over there, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world. And you know what was the best part of it, besides seeing all the old things over there, is the shopping.
Oh, I bet.
Very, very good shopping.
Well, they say you usually are, as busy as you were when you were working when you're retired, and that's holding true for you.
Right, and of course I've joined the Lions since I've retired, and am very active in that. Yeah. And I also do day trips for the senior center, take seniors on day trips, just, out and back for one day. So keep really busy. And of course, I have a lot of grandchildren, go to ball games and enjoy them. I have a cabin I love to go to, so retirement is great. The only thing I can say to people your age is to keep working and keep that Social Security.
Yeah, I know. Dorothy's frequently reminded us all of that. Put in your years, I know there won't be any when you retire, but for me,
certainly
at least you'll have it, right?
Right.
That's great. Well, we're going to head down to Stephanie now, who's with some little folks to get their impression of this parade. Steph, what do you have?
Indeed, I am with some familiar faces, actually. This little guy looks very familiar. I believe his name is Justin. Justin, what was your favorite part of the parade? I thought it was going out to get candy. Was that your favorite part?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of candy, right?
Yeah.
And Brandon over here, did you get some candy too? Yeah. He's like, what is that thing you're sticking in my face? This is Justin Erickson, Steve's little boy, and this is Caitlin back here. She's kind of trying to crawl all over and get my pens. And that's Brandon over here, which is our production supervisor, Eric Strauss's little boy. So it's very fun to see the kids out here. And we had to get the CTN gang on TV because they are so cute after all. So I'm glad they came out tonight, Steve and Dorothy.
Did you ask them about those shirts? They're matched.
The shirts, that's right. They did a special project. They have matching colored shirts. Justin, what's on your shirt?
Fireworks.
What did you say?
Fireworks.
Fireworks.
Fireworks, that is right. Blue and red and silver, and they look perfect. They're matching. So I think they made them at daycare. Did you make them at daycare? Well, daycare is your house, really, but Mom and you made them. Thank you, Justin.
Boy, quite the talkers there, Steph.
They are quite the talkers. They've just had so much fun, and they're hot, so they're ready to eat some candy and drink some water.
Yeah, I think he's just shy when the microphone's in front of him because, he goes from morning till night and doesn't stop talking. I'm not quite sure where he gets that from.
I'm not sure. I was just going to say I don't think he takes after his father.
I blame my wife. Anyways, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun here tonight, Steph. Any favorite part besides the dogs?
Again, I really liked seeing all the fire engines, all the different people from the department, and poor little Caitlin has just fallen, and we'll hope that she's okay. But aside from that, it's been a great night, and I think everyone will have a great 4th of July and have fun down at the carnival.
Yeah, and of course it was extra special this year with the 50th anniversary celebration, and that truck seemed quite cool that you were riding on earlier.
It was. It just looks beautiful. Flashy, red, bright, shiny. It just looks wonderful. They did a great job.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Steph. We appreciate all your work running up and down the parade route tonight.
No problem.
All right. Thank you. All right. I think that's going to do it for us.
I think so. Thanks for having me on today. I certainly enjoyed it.
We were glad to see you, catch up on old times. We want to thank everyone out there very much for watching. Be sure to make it a safe 4th, and we will see you back here again next year.
I think
for
so.
More parade. Thanks for watching.
Bye.